I'm homeless, and I've always been homeless. I guess you could get all into the fun academic criticism and say that I come from the diaspora, and so I have no roots, and so I guess that would be why I would be homeless. But I don't have home. In terms of either a physical place that I would be comfortable in saying, oh, this is where I get to relax, this is where I belong. In terms of either physical or an emotional, psychological, philosophical, none of that. There's no sense of, for me, there's no sense of any kind of connection, whether that's a five sensory kind of thing or an emotional thing, that is home for me. I'm not sure necessarily what that is. I'm pretty sure that it actually does come from the fact that the historical trauma and everything else, but I think that tends to be something that's overdetermined, I think, a lot of times with Native Americans. People say, oh, it's because of historical trauma, or it's a post-colonial move, or some BS like that, that I'm like, it's not intellectual, it's not academic. Don't have a home. That's a real thing. It's not for a camera, it's not for a term paper or anything else, it's actually a real thing. And I think that for me, getting used to that idea was so long ago that it's now not really an issue. Like that actually would sound horrible in like this kind of like mainstream narrative. Homeless, oh no. It's like, well, you just get used to it.
My mother is my home as well. Mama who bore me, Mama who gave me no sleep in heaven. You make me so sad. Mama the weeping, Mama the angels sing, no sleep in heaven or Bethlehem.
So my mom's house was, well, it still is, in North Boulder, and it's a very nice house. My parents moved into it when I was not born. I was like it was like a year before I was born, and then my mom kept the house after my parents got divorced. But there's a back deck and a backyard, but part of the backyard is a little tree grove, and it has some pine trees in it. And I mean, this little tree grove is kind of significant for a lot of reasons. One of them being my brother and I used to go into the little tree grove and pretend we were moose. Like, I don't even know what the plural of moose is. I think it's moose.
Born and raised in Korea. Before college, so that makes it 17, 18 years. I wouldn't call Korea home. It is home, but that's not the only home I have.
I guess I would miss the sense of home if I actually knew what that was, and I think that there is a sense from childhood of feeling safe around parents. But I grew up as a single parent household with my mom, and she had it really tough because she was raising three of us. And she was doing it as a government worker, so she wasn't like this entrepreneur or anything else and stuff like that. So I think that I had to make a choice between kind of emulating what my mom was going for and seeing the struggle that she went for, or trying to do something different. So my mom was kind of that in-between ground.
I see you again, left with no goodbye, not a single word was said, no final kiss, just see all anything. I had no idea of the state we were in, but I know I have a fickle heart and a bitterness and a wandering eye and heaviness in my head. But don't you remember? Don't you remember the reason heart.
In Korean, home is 집. 집. Do I listen to any K-pop and think of my own language and my identity? No.